Good afternoon, everyone, and a very warm welcome to you all. And thank you for joining us today for this exclusive webinar on accelerating digital transformation in manufacturing. And it's presented to you by Neuron Technologies, MuleSoft, and Salesforce. So I'll be your host today. My name is Ahsan, and I'm very thrilled to have you all here from different manufacturing industries across the country. And as we introduce you to integration, its benefits, and how it is enabling institutions like yours to move faster, innovate smarter, and serve better. So can we stay on the first page for now? All right, then. So before we dive into today's agenda, I would love to get to know a bit more about you. So while all our attendees join, why don't we get to know each other? Like, you can introduce yourself in the chat box that is open for you all. You can put your name, the city from where you're joining from, and which manufacturing industry you belong to. So this will help us to make the session more engaging and tailored to the audience in the room as well. And it's always great to see like new faces and people from different cities and from different industries. And we might be mutual as well. So yeah, I'll give you some moment to write your name and cities and the industry that you belong to on the chat box. It's open for you guys. Thank you. So we have Anupam, we have Muhammad Ibrahim Khalil, we have Mustaqimul. So hello everyone, hello Anupam, great to meet you. And Anupam is from Appian Group. Nice to meet you. So hi Nasheed, hi Shaun, hi Washikur. Hi, me too. Great to meet you. So yeah, so it's really nice to meet you all, and good to have you here. And it will be a very interactive session, I can promise that. So, and thanks everyone for sharing that. It's really great to see so many of you here, and especially from some of the leading manufacturing institutions across Bangladesh. Also, if you have any questions during the session, feel free to drop them on the Q&A section. We have experts who will be answering them, and we will collect some of the questions and address them on the separate segment that we have for the question and answer. So now I want to take a moment here and explain why we are here and what we hope you will take away from today's session. So across the manufacturing sector in Bangladesh, we have seen some common challenges: disconnected systems, delayed decision making, and difficulty adapting to change, especially when legacy platforms and manual workflows are involved. So we want to walk you through a practical framework of modernization, showing how you can build better connectivity between your ERP, MES, CRM, and supply chain tools. Also reduce delays and errors through automation and create a foundation for data-driven AI-enabled operations over time. And we will also share use cases from real manufacturers, both global and regional, like who have already taken these steps, so you can see what's possible and what kind of impact it can have. And finally, we'll introduce you a hands-on opportunity for you to explore the platform directly, because we know sometimes the best way to move forward is to see and try it yourself. So now let's look at the agenda, and we have a power-packed session for you guys. And here's a quick look at the agenda. First, you'll get to know the team who will be presenting today. On the second section, we'll be talking about the trends that are shifting the Bangladeshi manufacturing industry. Third, we will have Dipankar from our MuleSoft team showcasing different capabilities and a couple of use cases that MuleSoft enables. Fourth, we will have a quick look at Neuron as MuleSoft enabler. Lastly, we will have our question and answer session. And for closing the event, we'll be sharing some exclusive offers for those who are here, and are engaged, valued up to $5,000. So now let's move with the speaker introduction. So I'm your host, Ahsanul Islam, and we also have Farhan Kiver. He's the Director of Delivery Services at Neuron Technologies, who brings extensive experience in digital integration and transformation. We also have Deepankar, a MuleSoft solution architect, who will be exploring how MuleSoft empowers manufacturing services to unlock their full digital potential. And lastly, we have Dhrita Shah, who is also a MuleSoft solution architect. So moving forward, so this is a quick slide that gives a reminder that Salesforce is a publicly traded company and customers should base their purchasing decision on products and services that are available currently. So that's from my side. I will hand it over to Farhan to kick off the session. Thank you, guys.
Great. Thank you very much. Hello and assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh to everyone there. Thank you for your time. If we can move on to the next slide, we're going to be talking about the manufacturing trends and stuff. So in this slide, what we're going to talk about, first of all, I see the audience today. You're all from different manufacturing industries, but what you will realize that the same challenges exist across the board. Today, you will hear about these challenges and how they can be addressed. And for your time today, I want to give you a gift. And if you can wait until the end of this presentation, you'll see what I have. It's mentioned a bit by Ahsan, but you will get more details at the end of this presentation. So let's begin with some context. Manufacturing is the beating heart of Bangladesh's economy, contributing over 22% of the GDP and employing more than 8 million people. And yet, when I speak with leaders across this sector, whether it's in the ready-made garment giants or emerging industrial players, the pressure is consistent. The need to drive costs down, to deliver faster, and to do more with less. And this is across the board. So looking at the overall organizational efficiencies, that's what the leaders want. But here's the catch. Most manufacturers are still running fragmented systems. They have outdated ERPs, manual workflows, legacy production tech that cannot be updated with and connected with all these complexities. So they can't keep up with the complexities that exist these days. So what we're really seeing isn't a technology problem. It's a connectivity and agility problem. So you may have the best-in-class systems, but if they aren't connected, if your procurement data sits in one silo and your inventory in another, your teams lack visibility, decisions are delayed, which affect your margins. Does this sound familiar to you? If it is, we'll move on. Next slide, please. So as you can see from this slide, right? Let's take a step back and look at the broader global trend, and then we'll narrow it down. So the manufacturing journey today is driven by the need to optimize every step of the process for efficiency and agility. It starts with digitizing factory operations, connecting machines, systems, and data to enable real-time insights. This data-driven approach allows manufacturers to proactively manage performance, reduce downtime, and improve quality. Today, smart manufacturing is a top boardroom priority. According to recent surveys, 92% of executives now see smart manufacturing as the main driver for competitiveness. And even more, 93% believe it will fundamentally transform how products are made. What's important here, apart from these percentages, it's alignment. Across industries and markets, leaders are recognizing that agility, data visibility, and systems integration are what will define the next wave of operational excellence. In fact, more than 85% of manufacturers believe smart initiatives will completely transform production models, create sustainable competitive advantages, improve just-in-time responsiveness, and help attract the kind of digital native talent needed to grow. So if you're wondering whether investing in connectivity, automation, or integration should be a priority, just look at where the global C-suite is placing their bets. And in Bangladesh, with rising exports, global growing partnerships, and a maturing industrial base, the opportunity to lead with smart manufacturing is timely and strategic. Wouldn't you agree with that? If there was a thumbs up, I would have asked you to do a thumbs up, but that is, something from a high level that I wanted to discuss. We can move on to the next slide. So building on that momentum, we're also seeing a real investment commitment. 78% of global manufacturing leaders say they're allocating at least 20% of their budget to smart manufacturing initiatives this year. That's a significant shift from piloting to scaling. Where is that money going? Into priorities that are incredibly familiar to all of us in Bangladesh's manufacturing industry. Achieving full supply chain visibility, integrating apps, data, and systems across the value chain, automating labor-intensive processes to offset skilled labor shortages, driving efficiency through cloud adoption, and reinforcing IT and data security to protect their transformation. This shows us two things. Manufacturers have stopped talking about Industry 4.0 and are now investing into it. The challenges they're solving are universal and highly relevant for our own context. Ultimately, manufacturers must build flexible, connected processes that support continuous innovation and sustainable growth. You will see how MuleSoft helps enable this transformation by seamlessly integrating IT and operational technology systems, unlocking the full potential of Industry 4.0. Later in this session, my colleague here, Dipankar, will dive deeper into how you can unlock these outcomes using the MuleSoft platform. Over to you, Dipankar.
Thank you so much, Farhan. Thank you so much, Ahsan, for setting the context so well. As you rightly mentioned, right? The problem is at the core of connectivity and agility because of the fragmented systems, fragmented data silos, legacy footprint. The technical debt is increasing day by day, isn't it? And that's really blocking the speed of innovation the manufacturers today they want globally, not just in Bangladesh. So let's start with understanding what we mean by integration in especially around manufacturing industry landscape. So if you see in the screen, right, I'm sure you all are familiar with these names, most of these at least, if not all. So there are three major important systems that are being used by manufacturers globally. The enterprise resource planning systems like SAP, Oracle, NetSuite, and all. The product lifecycle management system, PLM system like Siemens Teamcenter or Apparel Magic in ready-made garment industry. Cantier for an instance, right? And then manufacturing execution systems like which we typically use for delivering the production pipeline, and scheduling workforce, managing their efficiencies, quality control, and everything that is there on the floor, right? Aviva, Flex are some of the major names which are there in the industry today. But what is the what if these systems are not really connected? Because the data that is residing in this system, there are some overlap. So the product design that you are doing in PLM need to be fed into MES, right, for production. The kind of sales planning, demand forecasting that you are doing in ERP need to be fed into your PLM system for better planning of the supply chain. And then, of course, the revenue and cost that you are putting it in the production delivery must be recognized in ERM, right? So as we have seen, most of these manufacturer enterprises today, right, these systems are not really connected, and that's the core problem. Data are not flowing from one system to another system, right? And that indeed leads to a lot of issues. If you go to the next slide, or in the can you move to, yeah, thank you. No, previous slide. Thank you. So if you talk about the problems, can you go to the previous slide, please? Yeah, thank you. So if you talk about the problem of not having the proper connectivity, we end up entering data manually, isn't it? I'm sure you guys will correlate, right? The back office stuff, the front office stuff, they end up entering data manually in ERP or PLM systems, right? And that's error prone. That takes a lot of effort, duplicate effort towards putting the same data redundantly in different systems, right? It's error prone. You can end up procuring incorrect parts and inherently causing the production delays, overall impacting the productivity and the efficiency that Farhan and Hassan was mentioning about earlier, about the core challenge around manufacturing, right? So let's see now how integrating these systems helps solving these problems in the next slide. So let's talk about the PLM system, product lifecycle management system, where you do product design to product planning to all the way feeding that data to your MES platform for manufacturing, right? And of course, as we mentioned earlier, the data product design, the demand and sales forecasting data from ERP or the order data from ERP need to be fed into the PLM system for proper planning of the supply chain, isn't it? So if we can integrate these core systems in your IT landscape appropriately, what it means is it's a real-time flow of data from one system to another, right? It means it leads to a factory floor where the systems, including the machines and the IT systems, are connected together, and the seamless real-time data flow across, right? So it gives you a solid foundation for automation. It gives you the data that you need for analytics, and the data that you need for informed decision making, for better planning, for better execution, and better overall efficiency and productivity, right? Not just within your factory, you can actually extend this foundation for your partners as well. You can integrate with your partner ecosystem seamlessly if you have a solid integrated IT foundation, integrated IT system, right? That is exactly where MuleSoft comes in, and let's see how we can help you in achieving these integration goals. So if you look at this slide, there are 4 core aspects that we are talking about. Of course, the connected and integrated manufacturing system part, which we just mentioned about, integrating the IT systems, ERP, PLM, MES system, along with your factory machines through, you can use, probably some of you are using already some kind of Scala platform for real-time monitoring, which can give you the real-time analytics for predictive maintenance as well, right? You can leverage IoT, Internet of Things, the major manufacturing industries today across the world, they're bringing in sensors, they're bringing in actuators across different business process to capture real-time data from machines and feed those data into decision making, right? Proper maintenance and decision making. And not just the business process execution part. Internally, you can actually externalize those, as we mentioned. You can extend uh, uh, your applications, your IT systems, connected systems to your partner network for seamless onboarding and integration as well. So I'll give you now in the next few slides the overview of our platform and how it can play a strategic integration platform in your IT landscape towards modernizing your digital ecosystem and helping you get that transformation that you are looking at, right? So these are the core 4 pillars of our platform, which is called MuleSoft Anypoint Platform, which is a core integration, API management, and automation product, right, for enterprises like you. Uh, when it comes to integration, it's all about unlocking the downstream systems, right? You may have SAP, you may have Oracle, you may have many other legacy applications which are very, very difficult to integrate when it comes to different protocols, different data formats, and that is exactly where we come in. We help you creating those APIs and integration assets using the out-of-the-box connectors, which can really, really help you to jumpstart and build really faster with all the intelligent tooling set that we offer. And then API management. Once you have your API and integration assets created for connecting the downstream systems and all, you'll be expecting to expose those assets, leveraging those assets to take it to your partner so that they can say, for example, you create a purchase order for a partner, right? And it should seamlessly go and accept that, send you the acknowledgement, send you the GRN, send you the invoice. You should acknowledge the invoice. If you imagine the entire procure to payment journey, there are a lot of touch points where you need to integrate with your vendors, with your partners. And that is exactly where API management helps you connecting, establishing those connectivity securely, managing those connectivity very securely, especially the external connectivity part, right? And automation actually helps you stitching this together and creating flows, workflows, including human in the loop for, say, for example, certain approvals. You have gotten purchase order, which needs to be processed and approved by someone. You can bring in that approval process in that automation workflow and make it seamlessly connected, right? Not just the integration, API management, and automation part, as I mentioned earlier, uh, every single day we are adding AI capabilities onto our product offering. When it be it AI based low code, no code, code generation part, speeding of the implementation and delivery, or giving you capability to process unstructured data. I'm going to touch upon the unstructured data processing in the later slides, where you will see how Einstein and AI based capabilities powered by different LLMs of your choice can help you process unstructured data with intelligent way, right? So if you take a closer look here, you will see the core foundation are there in terms of security monitoring and discoverability through Anypoint Exchange. So if you look at the bottom part of the screen, those are the common aspects of the integration, API management, and automation, which are there across all the components in the platform, which gives you one single unified platform for all monitoring, management, and governance of all your integration and API management and automation assets, right? It gives you the flexibility to deploy anywhere, be it cloud, be it hybrid, or your on-premise, your own infrastructure. It's of your choice. And then the API management and integration automation capabilities, there are various components there. As I mentioned, I'll talk about IDP, intelligent document processing, in the coming slide. There are robotic process automation, there are flow, composer, to give you this process and flow orchestration capability, right? To automate the business processes on top of the integration and APIs that you built in the platform. And then low code, no code capability of the IDEs, Anypoint Code Builder, Anypoint Studio gives you the flexibility to generate code automatically and really implement the integrations faster, right? Take innovations to market much faster than what you usually do it today, right? So next, let's understand how we use this platform in your integration and API journey, right? So this slide actually talks about and highlights some of the core platform component that you can see in the below. And on the top, you will see the overall API lifecycle management stages, where the API design starts with defining the contract in Design Center, right? On the left on the screen that you see, Visual API designer in the platform that gives you this capability to design API specification, which your consumers can check, test, give you feedback, and then you can take it to implementation so that you don't end up failing later, right? Publishing is all about making sure the asset becomes visible, discoverable across everyone in your organization and outside. So Anypoint Exchange is the product where you bring in the discoverability and visibility part by publishing those integration assets that you design. And of course, you have to implement. It's a low code, no code capability that comes in as part of the Anypoint Studio and the code builder, powered by AI capabilities, as I mentioned earlier, to generate code automatically, generate data mapping automatically. There are many other AI-powered capabilities which are there in the roadmap coming very soon in next few months and quarters, which will help you further speed up implementations and delivery, right? On top of everything, security and governance is paramount, right? Especially when it comes to exposing your APIs for your external partners and vendors and customers, right? That is where API manager and API governance component comes into picture. And last but not the least, the API monitoring piece, which gives you a kind of single pane of glass for entire traceability of your infrastructure, all your integration assets, for checking the health of the API's application infrastructure, how the applications are being consumed, how the APIs are behaving, how they are performing, and troubleshooting and checking any potential issues that you may encounter in future, right? So that's about the major component of the platform, but it is not just the platform. So there are much more that we offer. In the next slide, we are going to talk about how we recommend building integrations today, which is a very unique and proven way for many of our customers worldwide. We call it API-led approach or composable architecture approach, right? So if you look at the screen on the left-hand side, what we see today when we go to when we talk about digital transformation journey for any manufacturing enterprise across the world, across industries today, we see they are kind of connected point to point, right? So your back office systems, ERP systems, PLM systems are connected to front office systems and other experience-driven applications like portal, dashboards, and all are point to point. So that what it leads to is a very brittle and not very difficult to scale. The network that you build is very difficult to scale and manage over the period of time, and it may break, right? If you have to make change in one place, you have to be cognizant about where all it will impact, how it is going to impact the other integrations which are there, and it leads to downtime, it leads to increased cost, it leads to technical debt, it leads to complexity, and eventually it leads to a very longer time to market, right? Which you definitely try to avoid. On the other side, what we recommend as an approach, as a proven approach, is called as a strategic and value-based approach for any enterprise who are looking at integration implementation for digital modernization, right? It's called API-led view or application, a composable architecture. The major benefits that we get here is the reusability. you build once. The component that you see on the screen on the right hand side diagram are called APIs or assets, right? Integration assets, which are like core building blocks in your composable ecosystem, right? You build it once, you stitch it together as part of a process, as part of an experience, and then reuse it, right? So it gives you the agility, the kind of agility that you need for taking new initiatives into market very quickly. It gives you the required level of scalability. It gives you the required level of security and governance and ease, ease of managing these assets using a single platform like Anypoint monitoring. So overall, this actually has helped customers across the world, across industries, almost 3,000 plus customers we are dealing with, help them really speed up the delivery, reduce the operational cost, reduce the overall time to take integrations and initiatives into the market. So now next, let's take a look at one of another latest product offering from our side, which I was talking about, which helps you automating document processing, right, to improve your operational efficiency further. I'm sure being in the manufacturing industry, coming from the manufacturing industry, being the industry leader from that sector, I'm sure you all will agree with me that we end up processing lot of documents manually, right? Be it a handwritten document, say invoice or purchase order or a bill or a GRN, anything that you can imagine, or maybe a scanned image sent by vendor, or any document sent on an email, attached to an email, and you end up having a human being to go through that document, add, update your systems, be it ERP or PLM, and then take it from there, right? That is exactly where this particular product coming in. This is a AI powered application that really allows you to classify documents, extract data from the documents, and integrate that data seamlessly with your downstream system like ERP or PLM, right? It can actually help. It can even process handwritten documents as well, right? If it is PDF, if it is image, it can use its underlying large language model and AI capability through Einstein, which is our Salesforce AI offering. Using that, we can really extract and enrich your business process without manual intervention. Of course, if you need manual intervention for an approval, that provision is also there. So it gives you the flexibility to improve your overall turnaround time, processing manual documents or images manually, right? So we have covered more or less the core platform capabilities around integrations and automation in very brief. Uh, Feel free to reach out to you if you are really interested to know more about the platform, and we can get into a more detailed discussion and demo also if needed. Moving on to the next section, which is about use cases and customer stories. Let's talk about one very common use case called supply chain visibility. I'm sure you all will, be able to correlate with the thought that every single manufacturing industry that we have seen today, uh, which are into manufacturing and production and all, they need a complete visibility into their supply chain, right? So if you have ERP system, there are data, invoices, purchase orders, inventory, all are residing in different system, right? Say for example, in SAP you have invoices, right? You have order data in Salesforce or in Oracle. You have logistics data in your transport management system. So how would you integrate this system, bring this data into together in one single dashboard, right? Which will help you to take much more informed decision and adjust your overall production schedule based on the real-time data that you get from this integrated system. Let's look at it in the next slide. So what we propose here is an API-led connectivity approach, again, that we advocate implementing integration for any enterprises. If you look at the overall approach at the bottom of the diagram, you will see the underlying systems there in the diagram, right? Be it SAP, be it Oracle, be it any other legacy system that you have in your landscape. The system layer basically helps you to break the connectivity silo, right? It helps you to integrate those systems seamlessly, convert those into APIs, right? Which can be reused in creating any automation or any digital experience that you want to create for your stakeholders. And then the middle layer is called the process APIs, which basically helps you uh, stitching these underlying system capabilities together. Say, for example, you are trying to build an order processing capability, right? You need to interact with the order management system, which is Oracle. You need to interact with the warehouse management system, which is SAP. You need to interact with your transport management system for all the logistics related requirements, shipping and delivery and all. And then stitching these together, you can build order processing process API or an order tracking process API, which is not system specific or a channel specific, right? For building an order processing system, you don't need to know the underlying complexities of SAP or Oracle. All you need to know is the API that is there in the system layer and how to use it. That's it, right? And then finally, you can build the experience API for your channels. Say, for example, here you are creating the supply chain dashboard in this example. All you have to do is to use these process APIs and system APIs, get the data, extract the data as in the format of your choice in the experience API. You transform the data format as per the channel need, as per the dashboard need in the experience API, and make it available for the portal, right? Similarly, you can integrate with your partners, say trading partners who supports B2B EDI transactions. They can use EDI based transactions and use partner manager to integrate with the entire downstream ecosystem. Or if they can directly leverage your APIs like trading partner one in this diagram is shown, they can directly also integrate with your underlying APIs and assets to leverage those capabilities, right? So this is about the API-led approach, and this is not just for today. This is so much ready for your future as well. If you talk about moving on to an AI empowered experience that you want to give, bringing in the generative AI capabilities into your landscape, you can extend this for your agentic experience as well. Can you just click on the slide, please, Arindam? Yeah, so this is the part I was trying to highlight. The AI agents you can build in future, leveraging again the same set of APIs that you have already built, and that is why we call it as reusable building blocks in our terminology. And then we have covered about intelligent document processing also. You can bring in the IDP capabilities for processing the documents, images manually, which we are doing today, and bring in that AI-powered IDP capabilities to process it automatically, extract the data, and feed the data into your existing connected ERP or PLM systems through the APIs that you have already built. I hope it makes sense. If not, feel free to ask questions, drop in your questions in the channel, and we'll definitely take it forward, right? Now, because of all these, the way that we recommend building this API-led approach, you get certain benefits out of it. And those are the benefits highlighted on the left-hand side of the screen if you look at it. So the bottommost layer system API gives you the reusability and the speed of innovation that you want, because you can reuse the system API. Domain-driven system API is more and more for any different business initiatives. You can speed up your development and delivering the overall business initiative much faster, right? The process API gives you the channel and system agnostic reusable core business processes. Again, these are very much reusable, helps you accelerating the delivery and innovation. And then the topmost part is about the experience driven. It gives you the ability to create new experiences within your specific timeline, within budget, very easily, right? By leveraging the downstream systems and APIs. And because these these concrete business benefits and technical benefits that the manufacturing industry is getting today out of this approach across the world. There are large manufacturing enterprises rely on MuleSoft to accelerate their speed of innovation, right? So here we have put together a few logos, especially from the manufacturing industry across the world. Let me talk about few of the customer case studies in brief, right? So if you look at the first customer name UBE, this is a Japanese giant in petrochem and chemical manufacturing. So they have kind of modernized their entire legacy ecosystem by connecting SAP, SQL Server, Oracle, and almost probably 100 homegrown application that they had, right? And with MuleSoft, what they have done is they have re-architected the overall integration landscape. And that has given them 80% less downtime overall, right? Much, much better maintainability, much, much better availability, and stability as well. Now, let me talk about the last logo in the screen briefly, which is BMW. We are all familiar with this name, and they are the giant in automotive, right? So they have 5,000 plus dealers, and they are present in almost 150 plus markets worldwide. And they sought to create a connected experience for their customers. Through collaborating between MuleSoft and Salesforce, they connected real-time maintenance information from millions of cars, millions of vehicles across the world in real time, so that anything that's which we call a connected vehicle use case in automotive, right? They were getting alerts in real time from the vehicles. They were alerting the customers and the dealers for potential maintenance concerns, right? So that's the kind of real-time connectivity that they have achieved using MuleSoft, Salesforce, and integrating with their enterprise IT landscape. The whole MuleSoft portfolio is also powered by very robust technology partners who actually have built hundreds to 300 plus connectors there in the system, which will help you to jumpstart your adoption of MuleSoft platform as well in near future that you can leverage. And let's move on to the next part of the discussion, where we'll talk about MuleSoft accelerators for manufacturing industry. So considering all the requirements, typical use cases that we see, especially around connecting to ERP systems, connecting to PLM and MES platforms, right? And connecting all these pieces together, especially around ERP. So if you look at our ERP portfolio, you will see we have certified pre-built connectors and templates and assets for connecting to SAP, both ECC and S4HANA, Oracle, JD Edwards, NetSuite, Microsoft Dynamics, these which are the major ERPs which are there. And I'm sure if not 80% or 90% or more of all your of the enterprises, manufacturing enterprises that is there in Bangladesh today, they are all probably using either in form of SAP or Oracle or NetSuite, right? So you get to have these connectors, pre-built templates ready-made for you to jumpstart connecting the ERP systems very quickly and build on top of that. Let's move on to the next part, next slide, where we talk about the other accelerators, other components of the accelerators. So not just the connectors for ERP platforms, you get pre-built use cases, API specification, integration template, right? For typical use cases, say, for example, your run rate business management, rebate management, predictive maintenance, for example, right, where IoT comes into picture, or Scala-driven monitoring, real-time monitoring systems comes into picture. We have this pre-built templates and integration use cases also, packaged together as part of this accelerator for manufacturing, for you to use it, customize it, and build it for your own use case, right? When you talk about the key use cases, procure to pay in SAP connector, code to cash, or even product data synchronization across different systems, B2B integrations with your partners and vendors. These are all ready-made connectors and templates that you get as part of the manufacturing accelerators. What are the benefits? Reduced overall development time, as we are mentioning almost in every stage. You can speed up your development really, really fast with all these connectors and templates, right? And that leads to a faster time to market. You can launch your new digital capabilities much, much quicker than you do today. Overall risk goes down. Overall maintenance risk, management risk goes down with the security governance in place. And you can free up your own IT team for focusing on their core capabilities rather than focusing on the integration, right? So yeah, thank you so much again for your time. We this is what we plan to cover as part of the webinar. Again, as I mentioned earlier, feel free to reach out to us if you need more details or if you find any of these interesting and you want to explore. We would love to get into a more detailed conversation and demo if needed. With this, I'll hand it over to Farhan for taking you forward in the webinar.
Thank
Thank you,
very
everyone.
much. Thank you very much, Dipankar. That was a lot to take in. You will agree that, based on what we started with regards to all the manual processes, disjointed systems, MuleSoft seems to be the right system to get you guys connected with all these different platforms that you may have to get you to be more cost efficient and to get operational efficiency all over. So before we close, here's a quick overview of who we are. Neuron Technologies is a trusted MuleSoft partner founded in Canada with deep roots and delivery expertise based right here in Bangladesh. We combine local presence with global experience, helping manufacturers across South Asia, North America, and the Middle East, modernizing their operations and unlocking value from their data and systems. With over 50 certified MuleSoft consultants, 1,500 plus APIs migrated, and over 200 certifications, our team has led mission-critical projects ranging from integrating legacy ERPs and automating factory processes to enable real-time supply chain visibility. We work consultatively to identify high ROI opportunities and design scalable integrations, blueprints tailored to your businesses. So whether you're starting your Industry 4.0 journey or scaling up existing capabilities, we're here as your local partner with world-class MuleSoft expertise, ready to support every step of the way. Next slide. We're now going to go to Q&A. I know we've seen some Q&As there. I'll hand this over to Ehsan.
Right. Thank you so much, Farhan, and thank you, Dipankar, for all the insights and everything on this presentation. So now is the question and answer session. Although we can see that we already have the questions and it has been answered by our expert. But then again, if you have any further question left or any confusion, you can use the question and answer section in the below and give us the question. So we will hold for a few seconds here to have some questions.
And feel free to raise your hands if you have any questions, and we can definitely give you an opportunity to unmute in case typing is a bit tedious. We can always answer you live as well. So, and again, I know there was a lot of information there, and the questions have been answered. If you have any more questions, please feel free to ask, raise your hand, and we will get you unmuted to speak.
Yeah. And a very common question was that if the slides are going to be shared, and the answer is yes, we will be sharing the slides with you, all the registered attendees after the session. So you will get the slides and also the recording of this presentation.
Yes, and others who are looking for opportunity to see the demo and stuff, please get in touch with our rep. I've put his email address. His name is Ratul. He will be able to prepare the demo for you based on your personal needs. So please get in touch with Ratul Hassan. I've put his email address and contact information, and he will then coordinate the right demo for you based on your use case.
So we have an attendee who raised their hand, so I'm allowing you to talk. So if you have any question, feel free to give it to the panel. Hi, Rashid. Hi, Rashid, can you hear us?
He's on mute, right? I think he can
Yeah.
unmute.
So you have to unmute to ask the question if you have any.
Maybe he's having, I see Rachel Kibria has raised the hand. Maybe we can move on.
Okay, so since we're having difficulties there, so we will move on. So before we wrap, okay, so we have a few more raised hands. No, it was probably by mistake, probably. So before
Kibria
we,
still has the hand up, or is that the one that we were having?
yeah,
issue?
that one probably we are having issues because.
Oh, okay.
All right, so maybe we should move on because he has the access to talk, but probably some difficulties are happening. So before we wrap, for those who joined the seminar today, we have prepared something special. So Farhan, over to you to present this.
Great, thank you very much. So as promised, my gift to you today. Let's close with something we've put together exclusively for attendees to today's session. We know that 99% of organizations are struggling with data integration, and the cost of doing nothing can be massive, ranging from revenue loss to poor customer experience and project delays. That's why we're offering a complimentary integration platform assessment, which is normally priced at 5,000 US dollars. And as a thank you for your time today, you see the QR code here that you can scan and register. So after you've claimed this, in 4 weeks, our team will assess your current architecture across infrastructure, business processes, security, and solution design, and we will deliver a clear diagnosis of your integration maturity, a target state recommendation aligned with best practices, a step-by-step roadmap to accelerate impact, a tactful advice to cut costs, reduce risks, and improve delivery. We've helped manufacturers to uncover immediate high ROI opportunities, like eliminating redundant tools, reusing existing APIs, and automating high-friction workflows. If you ever felt unsure where to begin or how to scale integration efficiency, this assessment gives you that clarity. So scan the QR code or reach out to Ratul to claim your spot. This is available at no cost until July 25th. So I suggest take advantage of this. I think it's one of those opportunities where if you don't take advantage of, you may regret. So this is at no cost to you. So let me ask you this. Are you interested in seeing how organizations are achieving up to 600% ROI from single integration initiatives? We've seen that happen. So, if this is something you can do for your organization, your executives are going to, really appreciate you. And we want to make sure that you are successful in your role. And we will work with you to help you achieve your goals and get, to a better place. So scan the code. If you're having issues, please let us know. I have put Ratul's contact details on the Q&A session as well. You can contact him directly, and he will also be reaching out as well based on all the people that have registered. With that said, let's move on to the next slide, and I'll hand it back to Ehsan.
Right, so that brings us to the end of today's session. So on behalf of Neuron Technologies, I'd like to thank all of you for taking the time to join us. And a special thanks to you guys, our speakers, Farhan and Dipankar, for sharing such valuable insights on how MuleSoft is driving innovation in the manufacturing industry. So we hope the session gave you a clearer picture of how modern integration strategies can help you unlock the efficiency, scalability, and a better experience for your teams and your customers. So if you have any follow-up questions or would like to explore how we can support your organization, feel free to reach out. We'd love to continue the conversation. And if there is any other question that is left unanswered, then our representative Ratul will get back to you with the answers and the questions that you have provided. So until next time, thank you so much once again and have a great day ahead. So thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.